Hello, Pisces, and here is your reading for this week. So you have, first up, you have the Seven of Wands, the Chariot, then you have the Emperor, and then you have the Ace of Wands. So, kind of smushing it all together. So the Seven of Wands is about kind of having to defend your position. Like you've had some obstacles, but you're defending your position in a sense. Standing up for yourself and having that strength to keep going. Now, the Chariot is all about moving forward with something, and there might be obstacles in your way, but you're going regardless. Like you know where you want to go, and you are headed that way. And he's confident that he's going to actually overcome those obstacles. He's not letting it stop him. Now, the Emperor, he's in control. He has power. He's like an authority figure. He kind of can represent the establishment or structure. But he has this feeling that like he's a protector, but he's definitely like in his element where he's handling his business in a sense, and he's not worried about failure. Like he's gonna do what he needs to do. Now the Ace of Wands in reversed, it represents like having an idea, but the idea is it's kind of like just a little baby idea. It's like a little seedling. It's not really fully sprouted, but there's like maybe there's like a tail. Like if you've ever seen seeds and they're growing, I started getting into the whole plant thing, and they have this like, they'll have like a little tail. It's like a little plant foot that comes out first of the seed, and it's like a little squiggly tail thing. I call it its plant foot. And so I feel like this is your idea of whatever you're doing. It's like this little plant foot. It's like there. It's trying to come through, but it's experiencing some problems, so it's not fully sprouting upwards yet. Now, kind of smushing it, I feel like you've been defending something, because the wands are about action, and then you have this is about action too, and this is another wand of action. So I feel like you've been defending yourself with whatever. This could be at work, this could be personal, this could be whatever. You're defending something. It could be an idea you're having or a business you're trying to get off the ground. I feel like you've been kind of in this defensive mode of having to, it could be a relationship, whatever this works for you. I feel like you've been kind of like having to stand up for yourself and kind of defend your position with whatever position this is for you. You've had to defend yourself, and you've had to be in that energy of like defense. But I think you're moving into the offensive position. You're moving forward with whatever this is. So you're kind of in the offensive position. And I think you're taking this emperor role of like, I can do this. I definitely think by the end of the week, you're going to have this like more kind of like confidence and kind of like, I can do this type of attitude or feeling about you. And I think this Ace of Wands is saying that even though this seed hasn't really sprouted quite yet, I feel like the seed is there. The seed is still alive. The seed is alive. So it's like germinating. It's in the germination period where it's having its like foot come out of the seed thing. It's like starting a plant foot. I feel like this is good. I feel like this can indicate that you're going to have some obstacles, because this Chariot, he knows he's going to encounter some obstacles. So I feel like your little seed is going to have, your seed of an idea might have some obstacles still, but it doesn't mean that it's not sprouting, because I feel like by the end of the week with this Emperor energy, I feel like your seed is going to start to sprout more. I think your seed is going to get some more traction, even if it just grows a bigger plant, like a seed foot or something. I think it's definitely growing. I think whatever you've been defending, you're now entering the growth period, or the moving forward with whatever this is. So I think this is really, really good. I think this is really good. So let's continue with your oracle stuff. You have African Violet, spirituality. It's time to connect with what you believe. And I think this is interesting because sometimes when you're in this like defensive position for so long, you could start to feel like, oh, maybe you don't have maybe it's not meant to be, it's not this. But I feel like with this defensive position, a lot of times you're defending something because you believe in something. I think a lot of times when we go really hard at defending something, some idea or a way of thinking or whatever it is, when we're defending something, it's because we really believe. And a lot of times it's just a gut feeling. It's something we believe within. Sometimes it's not even anything based fully in, like, I don't want to say it's not based in reality, but sometimes it's just something that we're defending because we believe in it. And I think this is saying that don't forget that you are connected. And if you've been defending this and you really want to move forward with this, I feel like this is kind of saying that just remember you are connected, and connect with what you believe, because like you're doing it for a reason. Because sometimes I think when we're caught up in this for a while, this energy for a while, we forget that. We forget. It's almost like questioning, is it worth doing anymore? And I think it definitely is worth doing. And I think with this Emperor, I think like really strongly in your gut, you know it's worth doing. But this Ace of Wands, this seed, this could be a new way of doing this. Whatever this is you're defending and moving forward with, maybe this is representing there's like a new way to do it. Like maybe a different way where there's not this obstacle, or these obstacles are not fully present, or you're able to go around the obstacles. This seed could represent you figuring out a way around some of these obstacles or whatever's going on here. So I definitely think this Ace of Wands is a good thing, even though it's in the reverse. It's saying the seed's there. The seed's going to sprout. It's just taking its time. So then you have Archangel Mallory. Remember who you are. Take action when you are ready. And I feel like this is also with this, because I feel like the Seven of Wands energy of having to be on the defense a lot. Sometimes you forget. Like sometimes you forget why you're fighting for this, forgets what it's about. You just kind of forget. You start to question. And I think this is saying like you're doing what you need to do, especially because you got the Chariot and the Emperor. Those are two larger picture cards. So I feel like you're doing it for a reason, and you just need to kind of stay true to yourself. And when you're ready to move from this defensive to this Chariot offensive action, what am I saying? Momentum, I think you'll be ready and you're going to know. And I think it's going to be this coming week or this week, whenever you watch this video. I definitely think that's awesome. So now you have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Now, this is the Romance Angels Oracle, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's just about romance. Like this could be about romance. You could apply this any which way that it fits for you. But I feel like this honestly discuss feelings with each other, heart-to-heart conversations. I feel like this could be about with yourself as well, because you might have started questioning a little bit with this Seven of Wands. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you trying to defend against something? Or why are you so stuck on this one thing that you have to keep like coming up against obstacles with it, and you're still trying to do it? So I think like having this kind of realization of like whatever your reasons are, but being clear about your reasons is going to kind of like reconnect you to yourself in a sense. And remembering, I guess, who you are could be part of like why you want to move forward with this. And I think that's really awesome. And I think this is going to really kind of have, I think with through kind of self-reflection a little bit, in a sense, if this is really your energy about you, I think this seed, I think he might grow a little quicker. Your little sprout over here, your little plant foot that's happening. Okay, so then let's continue. So then you have Angel Aura Quartz. And it says, lighten up, Pisces, lighten up. No, I really think that some of this energy has been a little heavy for you with whatever this is. And I think this is just reminding you that you're going to be fine. It's going to be good. But just remember to see the good things sometimes, because I feel like with this energy, it's a little heavy with having to kind of be at battle constantly. And then the Chariot, it's like, okay, I'm moving forward, but I know I'm going to hit some obstacles. I know there's something going on. But I think this is just reminding you just to take a minute, just to kind of like maybe kind of lighten certain things up, or do something that you enjoy so you're not feeling so bogged down, because you might be feeling a little bit like kind of, I don't want to say rigid, but a little bit like stressed about stuff in a sense. And with the Ace of Wands could also represent like you have the idea, but you're not really sure how it's going to work. Like his little plant foot, his little seed, in my interpretation of the Ace of Wands reversed, his little seed has that little like plant foot that's coming, but the plant foot doesn't know where it's going. So the plant foot could really be like going upwards. Like he doesn't know. He's a seed, but he doesn't, in my mind, he didn't figure out what part is up or down. So he's confused in his little seed packet thing or whatever, his like little seed container of himself. So I think this is saying that you might have this seed. It might be growing. It might have a little sprout, or like a little foot thing, but you don't know exactly what you're doing quite yet. But that's okay. I think by the end of the week, because this Emperor, to me, the Emperor, he's like very sure of himself. Like he knows what's up. So I think you're going to be fine. I think you're really going to be ending the week with more clarity in a sense. And the lighten up thing could be saying that, take some time to kind of maybe think of something different. Because sometimes when we're so focused on something, we get so bogged down and our brain just keeps processing the same thing over and over and over again, and we don't see the other options. I know I have my best ideas when I'm doing something completely different. Like I will figure things out. Let's say if I had a problem with something and it's not going right, and I leave it alone and I move on to something else. I'm so fed up with it. I'm moving on. I'm doing something else. All of a sudden out of nowhere, I figured the first thing out, because my brain, even though I'm not thinking about it, it's still processing in a sense. And the answer kind of almost like jumps into my brain, or it says like, my brain says, well, why did you try this? Like if I'm fixing something, it could be like, well, maybe you need to look at this. Did you look at this? I'm like, no, I didn't look at this. You know what I looked at. You were there. That's how I talk to myself. But, and then I'll think of like, okay, maybe I need to check this thing. And then if I check it, sometimes that's actually the problem, the piece that needed to be replaced in the first place. So that's what I'm saying. So maybe take some time to like have a lighter feeling. It could help you overcome some of this if you're feeling like you're really stuck in a sense. Because defending yourself, sometimes you're kind of in that stuck energy too. Like you're defending yourself, but you're not really moving forward initially. But I think you're going to be moving forward. I definitely think you're moving forward. But yeah, so let's continue. So you got a lot of these cards that came out for you guys. So you have half the failures in life arise from pulling one's horse as he is leaping. Now I had to think about this for a second because I don't have a horse. So I was like, what are they talking about, pulling one's horse as he's leaping? Like, what does that mean? But I think they mean pulling on the reins of the horse. Because I guess like if you drive the horse with the reins things, like those strap thingies. So I guess if you pull on the horse, that's telling the horse like we're gonna stop. So if you pull on him when he's jumping, he's gonna stop midair. And I'm in my mind like gravity just takes him down. Like I don't think he would just stop midair, but I think this is what this is saying. I'm making an assumption that this is so I think that what this is saying, that because you guys got horses here, you need to let your horses drive you forward. Like you need to go forward with your horses. And if you're gaining momentum, don't stop. That's how I'm saying. So if something is going good and it seems to be gaining momentum, you have to get out of this, like this defensive energy, and let the momentum happen. Because it could be also with this, like if you're in this defensive energy and you've been in this for a while, and I kind of feel like whatever this is, you might have been in this for a little while, you might be thinking that your horse is like, you gaining momentum in this might actually wind up hitting an obstacle when there's really not an obstacle, like when it's really going to go smoothly, and you might be like pulling back the reins of this because you're like, oh, okay, well, what if? I think this is saying just go with it. I think this is saying you just need to go with it. So that was that. Then you got no one ever injured their eyesight by looking at the bright side. And I feel like that's funny because you got the lighten up here. I feel like this is really saying that you need to kind of change your attitude, Pisces. You got to kind of change your attitude a smidge. Think positively. I think this is what it's saying. Just have some positive thoughts. Next up, you have elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs one step at a time. And I think this is reminding you, because I feel like with whatever this is, it's been a little bit of a pain in the rear end for you. And I think this is reminding you that you are going to have more obstacles, but do not let that get you down. Just go forward. Like you got this. Like it's one step at a time. And sometimes you don't need to see the whole progression with things. Like for instance, GPS. When I'm going somewhere and I got the GPS on, I'm bad with directions. I have no idea where I am at any given point. Like my mother, you could put her, like I'm not even kidding you. You could take that woman, put her anywhere in the world, just blindfold her, like no senses, put her anywhere in the world, and she will find her way back. Like she is so good with directions. She'll start looking up at the sky and figuring out the stars and stuff. Like she has this natural ability of directions. She's so directionally inclined. It's incredible. Me and my dad, we're screwed. I once wound up going home and I wound up in a different state. So like, I'm horrible. In fact, I think it's happened more than once that I wound up in a different state accidentally. Like it's really bad. I thank God for GPS. Thank God GPS is here. Oh my God. And I remember back in the day, like before like the GPS on your phones, I had to use like, what was it, MapQuest or something? Oh my God, you had to like read the MapQuest thing. And this, thank God I wasn't alive when you had to just use maps, because I would have never gone anywhere. So at least you had the MapQuest printing it out, but then you had to figure out the signs. I couldn't see any of the signs. It was terrible. The GPS is amazing. But what I'm saying here with this long-winded story is that the GPS gives you one step at a time. Like, you don't always see all the steps. Like, yeah, you know in your brain, okay, in my brain, whenever I'm going somewhere, I know the GPS says I have like 15, 20 directional moves to make before I get to where I'm going. But most of the times I miss the turn or something. I wasn't paying attention, or I don't know, and somehow I got lost. It happens. This shouldn't happen because it's telling me to turn here before I'm supposed to turn, but sometimes I'm not in the right lane. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. So I missed the turn. So that was not foreseen. That was an accident or a mistake that I didn't foresee. So now the GPS has to reroute me. And so this is what I'm saying, is like, sometimes you don't have to know 100% how you're going to get there. You just need to see the next step, because eventually you will get there, and you might have to be rerouted a few times because, anyway, so that's just my little, it's like my little frustration with stuff. But yeah, so this is just saying, to bring it back, because I got way off topic. This is just saying that one step at a time, guys, one step at a time. Then you got, opportunity may knock only once, but temptation leans on all doors. So I feel like this could be saying, I feel like with the Chariot and the Emperor, I think there's something good coming for you. I just think that you need to just trust it and trust in yourself, because temptation could be kind of like the temptation just to not even do anything because you're worried about like, how is it going to be or something. So I think with this, I feel like this is kind of saying you've been trying to get with this opportunity because you've been in this position, and I think that you're going to do it. And I think that's why you've been like kind of like in this mode, in this like energy, this defensive energy. I think because you feel in your gut that this is good for you, and that's why you've been defending it so hard. So I think this is saying that, yeah, you know, this is the opportunity. This is why you're defending it. So just keep on keeping on. And then you got, the tallest oak in the forest was once a tiny acorn. Okay, Pisces, you might be this tiny acorn right now. Like this little seed sprout, this little seed has just a tiny little plant foot right now. But eventually you're going to become a big oak tree. And eventually this little sprout is going to become like a big whatever kind of plant this little seed thing is. So, but it takes time, and it's not always so like, it's obviously not instant. So I think this is saying that whatever you're doing here, it might take some time, but stick with it. I think this is really great. Okay, so think of your question. We're going to ask the Magic 8 Ball, Pisces. We're going to get to that in a second. But first, let's answer the most important question here. What spirit of the dish shall be with you in the upcoming week? And you got the spirit of the mini tree, which is the broccoli. You have the spirit of the broccoli. And it's funny because if you think like the Ace of Wands, so you have the oak tree here, you have the Ace of Wands, which I've now, in my mind, this will forever be like a seed. This is going to be my seed card. Like reverse is going to be my little seed card. So you have the little seed here that's trying to grow, but he's not sure where he's going. And then you have the mini tree. So I think like you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of plants happening here, Pisces. You got the plants. But no, but I feel like this is because he was like a little baby plant once, and then he became a broccoli. That's all I'll say with that. That's what I think you're growing into. Like, I don't want to say you're growing into a broccoli, but I feel like this broccoli is trying to tell you that like he's alive and he's growing and he grew into something, where some of the other spirits of the dishes are just like things that are just created, man created. I feel like this is saying that the broccoli, he's created by like something other than man. Like he's just like his own like being. Higher ups created him. Whatever he is, he was like here, like people, like he's kind of like one of us in a sense, except he's a broccoli person. But I think this is saying that whatever this is, it's growing into something. And I think it's growing something organically in a sense. But it's definitely growing. I think this is really great. And I think because you've got these two major cards here, I feel like this is really going to be something that's going to be good for you in the future. And I think you're going to find satisfying. I just think sometimes you got to go through the mud to get sometimes to where you need to go. It's just how it is. Okay. But now let's see what dinner and a movie does the spirits, the higher ups, the universe recommend for you, Pisces? We're going to find out right now. Okay, what dinner and a movie for my Pisces? What dinner and a movie for my Pisces? Oh, it says Italian and action. Ooh, there you go. Italian and action. Okay. So now let's see. Okay. We got, what do we have here? Let me, P, A, and you got 9, 6, 9, 0, 5, 5. So you got 2 9s and you got 2 5s. So there you go, guys, go. Okay, Pisces, think of your question. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answers to Pisces' weekly question? It says, concentrate and ask again. Oh my God, guys, come on. You got to really stay focused. You got to get in there. Okay, Pisces, here we go. We're going to do it again. Think of your question. Think of it really hard, though. Really focus strongly. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the universe. What is the answer to Pisces' weekly question? It says, oh my God, it says ask again. Ask again later. It says ask again later. Oh my God. Okay, so Pisces, I think he has the sass. He's being sassy today. He just doesn't want, I don't know. Don't worry about the 8-ball. Don't worry about the 8-ball. He's being sassy, so he's going to have his moment over there. So anyway, okay, guys. But maybe I'm going to take it this way. See, with this card, it says time to connect with what you believe. So maybe the 8-ball, even though he's being sassy, he's being like whatever, I feel like you have the answer already within you. I feel that's what's happening. You already have the answer to that question within you. You already know it. So Pisces, I totally forgot to do your stones. I think I did this to you guys last week too. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Like the 8-ball's being cranky. I'm forgetting stuff for you again. It's so bad. Okay, Pisces, we're going to find what stone is for you. Here for you guys, because I missed last week as well, I'm gonna get you guys 3 stones. Here we go. So you guys got nurture, believe, and strength. So it's funny because this nurture, not that I'm going on this whole plant thing, but apparently I'm like on this plant thing now. I feel like whatever this is, like the plants, you have to nurture it, you have to care for it. So I feel like whatever you're doing here, you just need to nurture it and it's going to be fine. And you got to believe in yourself. I feel like this is like, you got to believe in yourself that you can do it. And I feel like this is saying you have the strength to do it because the emperors are like super strong. They have a lot of resources. They can get it done. So I feel like you have the strength within you to get this done. Okay, guys, I will talk to you later. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.